Okay, the next one is my daughter has vivid dreams. Often she struggles to wake up with LDN. Is this a known side effect? And would you recommend how to reduce this? She's struggling to get through university, was on 4.5 milligram in the past, but was restarted low again and is built up to 2.7 milligrams, I'm assuming once a day. So what we know is that the side effect profile with LDN is pretty small. But when the individual is having vivid dreams, a lot of times that feels huge. So that's when a lot of times we'll move the dose to the morning. And many of the practitioners and providers out there are showing that their success rates with LDN are very similar if it's taken during the day versus at bedtime. Now, again, this is it's based on the individual, and it's also very much based on the rationale or the reason behind why we're using LDN. So unfortunately, we don't know why your daughter is using this, but if she's currently on 2.7 milligrams once a day, it looks like she's using a liquid. And what we have learned over the last probably 5 to 7 years is that with LDN, less is more. It's really not about finding and reaching a 4.5, 5, 6, 7 milligram dose. It's really not about that. What we've learned through Dr. Norman, through Dr. Anderson, through Dr. Salibi, through Dr. Dada, through many practitioners out there, Dr. Zielsdorf, Dr. Holtorf, every LDN routine is got to be based on that one individual and only that individual, not what their identical twin is taking, not what their husband is taking, not what their best friend is taking, not what they've read on even the LDN Research Trust Facebook page. It's really about you and what's going to work for you. So if you're having vivid dreams, if you're having a hard time waking up, if you're having other side effects like a gastrointestinal bloom, for example, what we're showing is that it's best to maybe stop for a couple of days and then start way down at the very bottom and slowly increase that again. Maybe even start with 0.1 milligram or 0.25 and work it up and increase that very slowly every 7, 10, 14 days so that we can hone in on what's going to be the best happy dose for that person and only that person, because 4.5 is not the magic dose. I would guess that maybe 50% of the population is on 4.5 at this point. I think at least half the population that is on LDN are on many other doses, and with great success, because it's not really about the dose, it's about what your happy dose is.
And then I would just add time of day that the patient is taking, because as we've seen, a lot of patients take it in the morning now instead of at bedtime, and they still see the same results. So that's another thing to think about. What time is she taking her medication?
Absolutely. It's all about compliance, right? You just got to remember. That's a lot of times the hardest part.